In this exercise, we will draw cross sections by station and by DGN. So let's click on Applications, Geopack Road, Cross Sections, Draw cross sections from surfaces. In this dialog box, let's choose job number GN and chain final. As soon as we select the chain, the begin station and end station get populated. We have three options here: by station, by DGN, and in existing only. We will choose option by station. There are two options, one is for increment and one is for even. We will choose increment option, and let's change that to 100 feet. Let's change left offset to 100 feet and right offset to 100 feet. The scale we would use as 10 and 10, and spacing we will keep it at default, which is horizontal distance between cross-section cells as 1000 and vertical distance between cross-section cells as 500, and we would have 20 cross-section cells in each column. Now let's click on surfaces, and we would choose a tin file, in this case gc.tin. There are two methods, one is triangle method and one is breakline methods, and in this case we would use triangle method. We can draw the ground surface as line or line strings. In this case we will use line option. Display settings. There are two ways. One is by level symbology and one is by feature. When you use by feature, you have to choose a item already defined in the DDB file, and it will utilize the symbology of that item to draw the ground surface. In this case we will use by level symbology, and let's change the color to color 2. Filter tolerances, we will leave it as default. In text settings, we have option to put on elevation at the location of baseline in each cross section. So let's turn that on, and let's change the color to color 1, and let's change the text size to 0.2, and rest of it remains the same. Now we should add these settings to the collection box. We have an option here for DP origin. If we do not turn this option on, then the cross sections will be drawn by the Geopack default, and if we turn it on, then user has the ability to define the location of the bottom left origin of the cross section. So let's turn it on and click on draw, and you will notice that it's asking me to DP in the design file, which will be the bottom left corner of the cross section cell. So let's click right here, and it will draw all the ground cross sections for the station range we had chosen, and you will notice that the ground line is drawn and the elevation is also plotted in the design file. Now let's say we want to make some changes to the text. Then we could go here, click on the symbology, change the color to, let's say, color 4, yellow, and let's increase the size to 0.3. Then we have to click on modify so that the settings are saved in the collection box, and then again click on draw. Now we get an update option which will have three options in it. One is to delete all existing elements and redraw, or delete non-modified elements only and redraw, and third option is draw on top of existing elements. we would use the first option, delete all existing elements and redraw. So let's press apply, and you will notice all the cross sections are redrawn and the text has changed in color and size. Now let's go back to cross section cells here and change the pattern option from by station to by DGN, and we would need to choose a design file, in this case plan.dgn. Our pattern lines are drawn in this file, so let's go to that design file and as you can see all the pattern lines are already drawn in it. Let's use the match feature and pick up the symbology of those pattern lines. We will use the option line, and let's leave the scale same at horizontal and vertical scale. Let's click on surfaces again, and let's click on the modify surface settings. We need to go back to our cross section file because we are going to utilize this file to draw the cross sections. So let's click on draw again, and again we will get this option, update option with the 3 options, and we would choose the first option and press apply, and it will redraw all the cross sections based on the pattern lines. And you would notice if we do a fit view that all the sections are drawn. So in this exercise we learned how to draw cross sections from pattern lines in DGN and also by station range.